And welcome back. So in this video, what I want to try to accomplish is getting that sway bar, if you remember from previous videos, is twisted and bent up like a pretzel. We have an aftermarket replacement, and the reason why we went aftermarket is that we were able to find the sway bar OEM, but we couldn't find the bushings. So I was able to find an aftermarket kit that's adjustable, that came with the bushings. And by adjustable, if you go the furthest out, if I remember correctly, it gives you the OEM ride. And as you come into level 2 or level 3, then it stiffens the ride up. So we'll see if we can get it installed. If we can, we'll set it for OEM. And then we will just, if we need to adjust it, we will. But we'll try the OEM first. And then we'll kind of play it by ear based on the other upgrades we still plan for this truck. So what I'm going to do first is just go ahead and get our sway bar links, because we got new sway bar links as well. I'm just going to try to unbolt them from here, and then see. I've soaked everything down in WD-40 to hopefully we'll get everything out without too much issue, and then we'll go from there. So let me see if I can get the old sway bar uninstalled, and then I'll bring you back and we'll take the new one out of the box. One moment. So welcome back. I got the two sway bar links disconnected from the body and just pulled the sway bar down, and that gives you a better representation. You can see how bad this bar is bent. This should be straight across, and it bends down, kicks back up. Needless to say, that's why we're taking it off to replace it. Again, I don't know if that was a result of impact or potentially the result of someone maybe grabbing hold of this to tow it out of a ditch or something. Who knows. But I'm going to continue breaking these bolts loose, and I'll bring you back pretty much. And welcome back. So the sway bar that we ended up going with, again, which was third party, mainly because it was sway bar I could get that came with the bushings that you can see here. So it comes with the two bushings, the clamps for the bushings, new bolts to bolt, these clamps to the frame, and that's probably some silicone lube if I had to guess. And this is the sway bar itself. You can see this one's not bent like a pretzel, which is nice. This one's actually thicker than the factory one. And this is what I was telling you earlier. This is adjustable. So according to their instructions, the outermost hole is like factory OEM, and then as you move in, it'll stiffen up the handling characteristics. So we're going to start with OEM, and then if we have to adjust it, we will. But I don't know. We're going to go from there, and that's their recommendation as well, is to start with OEM. So again, this is just to show you. Let's see. That's the manufacturer. And this is for a 2009 plus 1500 two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. So the first thing they want us to do is put some of that silicone lube onto these bushings and just kind of get them installed roughly in the same spot they were on the factory one. The factory one, you can see they were kind of towards the end of the elbow, right as the bar bends up. So we may have to kind of adjust for that, because again, that bar, as you can see, was twisted like a pretzel. So those are probably a little bit out of position where they should be. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on getting the bushings on here, and we do have new end links. We're not going to keep the factory end links, as we commented earlier. When we get those out of the box, I'll bring it back and show it to you. But for now, I'm going to work on getting this, getting the bushings and the D-clamps installed. One moment. So just want to show you this here. Just in the process of putting that silicone lube inside the inners of these bushings, and that's what that is. Yeah, I can tell you by looking at it. That's silicone lube. And what this is the reason why they're having you do this is just to cut down and or eliminate squeaking of this bushing, because it's new against this metal bar. sway bar when it first gets put in. So I'm going to continue to work on this. Just wanted to show you that. Also wanted to show you our new sway bar end links. Remember, we did get new end links. These are put out by TTX. These are the same manufacturer as the front wheel bearings we put in yesterday. Once I can find one of the boxes again, I'll give you the part number for that. But as you can see, these are massively thicker than the stock OEM end links. Not to mention, this also comes with a Zerk fitting for this end that you can install. The end here that goes into the sway bar itself is greasable. So nice. And the reason why I got these was because just like the reason for the front wheel bearings is that I could get these. Rock Auto had them. The OEM end links they did not have. It was on kind of a indefinite back order, I guess. So in any case, let me continue to work on this sway bar, and I'll bring you back. Thank you much. And welcome back. So everything's loose, it's not tight yet, but you can see that we got our new sway bar in. And they provided new fasteners to go between their clamps and the body. And the TTX sway bar arms, or sway bar links, sorry, are in. And they also provided their own hardware for attaching. So they give you, for the top bolt, they give you one of these finger slicer 9000s. So what that's going to do is as you go to tighten it, that's going to continue to travel that way and act as a stop and hold that nut so you can tighten it up without having to have something on the other side. Down here, they just give you a lock nut for the bottoms. You can see the other side is in as well. Actually, there we go. Now let's get some light on the subject, shall we? There we go. So that one's in. Again, everything's just finger tight. Nothing's been tightened up yet. So I'm going to kind of get things finger tight. And according to their instructions, let's see. Reattach the factory end links, which we're not using. Outer holes of sway bar. So we are going to use the outer holes, which is the third one out. So that is supposed to give us our factory handling. And it says tighten the frame bolts to 25 to 30 foot-pounds. Tighten the end link bushings until they begin to bulge slightly. Recheck your installation, check for clearance. Then they talk about a bounce vehicle. So they want you to bounce the vehicle when you're all said and done. Again, just checking for clearances. Sway bar arms have 3 mounting points. Okay, so perfect. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, just kind of hand tight everything up, snug it up, and then we'll put the tires back on it, lower it, and get the weight of the vehicle on it. And then we'll come down here and do some final torques. But other than that, not too bad of an install. Discounting the filming time, it probably, I would say, took no more than about 20 minutes to get the old bar out and new bar in. I did soak the old frame bolts with plenty of WD-40 and let that sit for a bit, and thankfully those all broke loose. But there we go. And we also have some grease fittings, some Zerk fittings to install into these little areas right here. Again, because that is apparently a greasable, serviceable ball joint in there, which is actually quite nice. But so the bar itself is much thicker and much beefier than a factory bar. And the end links we went with are also a significant thicker and upgraded improvement over the factory. And again, that's because I needed a sway bar that would come with the bushings on it. So I picked this one up as a kit. And as far as having the sway bar end links, that's what Rock Auto had available. Plus the name brand matched the front. And that's the other thing I promised you. So I'm going to show you that part number there. So you can see their tagline is even overbuilt for durability, but that's the part number. And again, that's TTX, same as the front wheel bearings we used in the previous video. So time will tell. So I'm gonna pause you real quick, hand tighten this stuff down, clean some stuff up, get some tires on this girl, get it lowered, and I'll bring you back. One moment. Well, welcome back. So we're down on the ground. Everything's torqued. Shock absorber bolts have been torqued. Sway bar links torqued. Bolts to sway bar to frame have also been torqued. So I think we got it at this point. We're going to wrap it up and call this one a video, albeit this one will be a little bit shorter than normal. But we still have several things to do. We still need to adjust the E/parking brake. Once we replace the parking brake cables, which still need to be done. So there'll be at least... So I think I'm going to put that into its own video. So we'll do a video where we replace the parking brake cables and adjust the parking brakes. And the next thing I need to now get on the order is going to be a proper set of rims and tires. We're also going to need TPMS sensors because the TPMS sensors in these tires either are not there or are no longer reporting in. One of the two. But you can see our nice beefy, I think it was Hellwig sway bar is installed. And again, those end links are the upgraded beefier ones from TTX. Again, the same manufacturer that did the front hub/bearing assemblies. And with that, if you have not subscribed, please consider to do so. I would greatly appreciate it. I say thank you to all who have subscribed to this point. The bigger we can grow this channel, the easier it is to do these things, and the more elaborate things that we can look forward to getting into. With that being said, I will let you go, and I will bring you back for the next one. Thank you much.